Good evening, everybody. It's Chris Denman. I host a little show called We Are Live, but every Friday night and soon to be Thursdays, it's going to be King of the Bootlegger Trivia. Chris Denman. This is Pat Joya. He's from Barkeep right here in St. Louis. Before we jump into everything and say hello to our guest, Jasmine Ellis, have to let you know everything we say on here are our thoughts alone. They are not the thoughts of MGP Ingredients, George Remus, or King of the Bootleggers Trivia. And if you're under 21, I tell you every week, share this so your aunt sees it, but you need to skedaddle. Nobody under 21 needs to be hanging out. We will be giving away a $25 gift card times 2. That's right. All you have to do is participate, and we really, really appreciate that. Hitting share, commenting, playing along in the trivia. Very excited. Tonight, our guest, comedian Jasmine Ellis, Texas native, jumping on for some trivia, for some laughs. Jasmine, so nice to have you on. I appreciate it.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Chris.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice. We got Pat here. We're going to see some great cocktails from the Houston area. And as we're in Houston tonight, we'll be celebrating Juneteenth, and we're going to be having a really good time showing off all of the cocktails from the Houston area. We're going to hear Jasmine's travel stories. She is a comic, so we know she's got plenty to share with the rest of you. This is about trivia, so if you want to play along, jump into the comments. If you have any questions for Jasmine or Pat, maybe you want to know about Pat's T-shirt. That's a handsome shirt, wouldn't you say, Jasmine?
Support all bartenders. Nice. I like it.
I'm a fan as well. And you know what? When we sell those shirts, you guys can buy them online at buyjack.com in the We Are Live section. $20 is what you pay for the shirt. $20 goes to the USBG. That's the United States Bartenders Guild. Thanks to our friends here at King of the Bootleggers Trivia. Jasmine, I know that you're a comic, and we want to go ahead and give a shout out to our friend Mia Jackson. I've been working with her for a few different years, so whenever she refers somebody, I assume they're very funny and they're very good at what they do. So thank you for jumping on, and thanks to Mia for that. How have you been handling our forced lockdown? Have you gotten to get out and do any shows now that things are opening up a little bit?
Well, I've been taking it pretty seriously. I hadn't done anything since March 10th. I just did my very first show last night. It was actually at Stubbs Barbecue in Austin, which is like a kind of a historic venue. It was kind of funny how I opened last night and I was like, this is true. This is the very first time they'd ever done comedy. So they did everything they could to make it like socially distanced. Like everybody was 6 feet apart. Everyone was required to wear masks. But I got on stage and I was just like, wow, if this is the first comedy show, that makes me the first Black female comedian to perform here. And that's great because I wanted to be the first Black something, and I was going to have to start doing water polo or some shit. And I'm so happy.
Didn't you play water polo, Chris? Didn't you tell me that once?
No, I'm not a water polo.
Okay.
I grew up in a rural area.
Once, yeah.
Now, water polo would have consisted of like taking your horse in the water where I grew up. So that's congratulations. You know what about Stubbs? And this is not rehearsed. You're going to be like, oh, they planned this ahead of time. I saw Motorhead, I feel like it's Stubbs during like South by Southwest or something. And they're quite the iconic band. And I'll just never. Stubbs is like the place that everybody's like, you got to go when you're in Austin. So I think being in Texas, you have to get a belt buckle to commemorate it.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
If you don't live there, you have to have something obnoxiously Texas. If you're not from Texas, you have to have it.
Okay. I think that's the way to go. Yeah, our producer says, hey, I know about that. So tonight, Jasmine's jumped on. We are celebrating some Houston cocktails and bars. It has been tough on so many in the entertainment and bar industry, so we do want you all to support them. Jasmine, if you don't mind, we've got a cocktail, and we're going to get back with trivia. We're going to show our first cocktail video of the evening. So everybody, cheers, watching at home. Hope everybody's safe and enjoying their Friday. We've got Jasmine Ellis along with Pat Joya and myself, Chris Denman. Let's see our first cocktail video from Houston.
Hi, I'm Leighton Hughes. I'm with the Refuge Steakhouse and Bourbon Bar, and today we're going to be doing featuring our Refuge Bootlegger Union, which will be featuring the Rossville Rye and the George Remus Bourbon. bark on that, but that's all right. Bootleggers Union.
Bootleggers Union, Jasmine, Ellis. I'm sure you were thinking that looked tasty. Pat, you're the pro here from Barkeep here in St. Louis. What do you have to say about that cocktail?
As soon as I saw the Falernum, I was sold on that. That's going to be something I would absolutely drink. I need to go see him.
All right.
Yeah.
Jasmine, have you ever had anybody buy you a drink that you hated while on stage performing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think something about my comedy really appeals to white women who are having bachelorette parties.
Well,
and that's
congratulations.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's a really specific demo, and they love me, and they just want me to be their mascot, and they're like, Fireball, and I'm like, absolutely not. So
That's
God, they love to send us a big one. Although recently, I'm gonna hand it to the white girls because the White Claw is my shit. It's fantastic.
I can get down with White Claw.
It's the only thing that I hate about White Claw is that I think it tricks your body into thinking you're drinking water. So you keep drinking it like it's water, and then you're more dehydrated than ever. So that's my
That could be
only
trouble.
downfall.
Thankfully, I'm sipping on some Remus here tonight. No trouble like that, Pat. So we're good to go. I do want to kind of show off a little bit. I'm an expert at this trivia that we play. No, that's not a thing.
That's like I won last week.
I feel like Jasmine's gonna smoke us. Matt, producer Matt, hello. How are you?
Hello.
I've got some questions to get to. We've got people watching. Maybe they'll answer in the comments. Don't forget, you can win. 2 of you are going to randomly win $25 gift cards, courtesy of our friends at King of the Bootleggers. Jasmine, do you want to get in on some trivia? We'll play some. We'll jump back in, back and forth.
All right.
Let's have some fun. What do we have, Matt?
Ladies and gentlemen, question number 1. What was Houston's Vice District called? Was it A, Happy Hollow, B, Saloon City, or C, No Man's Land?
Jasmine?
I'm gonna go with A.
Okay. Pat, how you feeling? You look wise with that, with your eyes squinted.
I wasn't trying to. Yeah, it's like there's no wisdom here. I did win last week. It's the first one in like 6 I've done. So
What happens?
I'm gonna go with B. I'm thinking Saloon City on this one.
Okay.
It just feels right. Feels right.
Saloon City's very obvious. I'm going to go with C.
Well, the answer is A, Happy Hollow. While Happy Hollow was officially shut down in 1917, it continued to operate in a quiet manner to avoid attention from the feds.
Jasmine, let's open a comedy club and call it Happy Hollow. You in?
That was not like a bar, right?
You cut out for 2 seconds. I should just say yes.
I was saying it sounds the least like a bar, and that's probably why they did.
Right. It's like a children's park, they think. All right, let's get to our next question. Maybe some people will get it right in the comments. Again, shout out to everybody tuning in as we feature our lovely, lovely cocktails around Houston, Texas today. What do we have, Matt?
Question number 2. What hotel and speakeasy in Houston was known as a popular place for Texas's elite to store their liquor? Was it A, the Ritz, B, the Rice Roof, or C, the La Quinta?
La Quinta.
Pretty sure I had
it.
Stereo stolen at a La Quinta once.
Okay. All right. So we have that. All right. So we have Jasmine, we have Pat, we have myself. I'm going to guess first. I do want to give props to the La Quinta option, but I'm going to go with Rice, just because of the college. Like, why wouldn't it be there? So, okay. What about you, Jasmine?
I was gonna say that one too. B.
Okay.
Because of Rice University, it makes sense.
Yeah. What about you, Pat? Don't just copy off us.
No, I'm not gonna copy off you. I'm gonna go with the Ritz just because I feel like that's one of those where it's gonna be my. It's an off play, but it's gonna work for me. That's what's gonna happen right now.
Okay.
Talking yourself into it. Okay.
I definitely had to.
Anybody answering in the comments, Matt? What do we have? Arlington says C. Mike says C. Genevieve says the Rice Roof. Megan's down with B. And, okay. All right. So we have some support for what are they? The Owls? The Rice Owls?
The Rice Owls, I do believe, is correct.
Yeah.
And B, the rice roof is correct. By the time Prohibition came about in the early 1920s, the rice roof was where much of Texas's elite supposedly kept their private stocks of alcohol in individual cabinets.
Nice work, Jasmine. I am curious. You did your first show back last night at Stubbs in Austin, Jasmine. Are you going to keep a regular schedule coming forward? It looks like you have some more places. Like I know there's several clubs opening up too in Texas.
Yeah, I don't know. I have Atlanta, and I have Atlanta on July 17th, and then on the 18th and 19th, I'm gonna be in Asheville. So I guess I'm about to start performing again. I feel so guilty because it's interesting in Austin. If you just say that you were outside for more than 2 minutes, people are like, "What are you doing? You're trying to kill your grandmother." So it's very intense. And
Right.
I'm just trying to navigate it all, but I do want to get back to performing. I just hope that like venues take it seriously and they, check people's temperatures and require masks, whatever it takes to keep people safe, because we don't know how long this thing's going to last. But I also don't know how long this thing's going to last. And I don't want to like throw away my career right now. I love what I do, so it's tricky. I will go where I'm asked to go if the money's right. Can I say that?
I think that's kind of all
all
of
of us,
our yeah. That's the thing where you're like, yeah, it's safety, but did you hear what they're paying? Yeah. No, and that's the thing, and you're seeing it at all levels too. We have there's 3 or 4 clubs here in St. Louis, but Helium Comedy Club, we're seeing it right now. They're doing the socially distanced shows. There's probably only 100 seats. It's all spread out. And you've got Nikki Glazer, who was selling out theaters before this happened. You have Brian Regan, who was selling out arenas before that, doing club dates. So that's super interesting to me. So I'm glad that that there's still some opportunity out there that people are taking it if they can.
It feels like it's going to kind of take everybody back one step.
Yeah.
Like if you were doing this, you're going to go back one. I'm lucky because I have a bunch of college dates. So provided college still happens, I have those shows in the fall.
Does a college, if you do a live college stream, does it get shut down quicker than a regular stream? Is that how that works? If you do Zoom?
No, they're supposed to be like in-person shows, like in the school, like in person. That's the thing.
Okay.
Is I'm like, are they gonna have them in an auditorium? I mean, the funny thing is, it's usually only like 12 freshman nerds that shows up, but like it's very easy to socially distance that.
Which is too bad too, because they miss out on so many good things, and it's like I know those are good gigs for you all too. So I don't know, maybe you'll get 30. We'll see.
30 nerds.
I got to see Chappelle like that as a junior nerd.
Did you?
Yeah.
See?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very nice. See, I saw Chappelle when I was 18 with like 10,000 other people. So, yeah. So that's how that works. And Jasmine, we want to make sure that people are packing the house where you're at too. Where can people follow you online? We haven't even said that
Oh,
yet.
yeah. I'm on Instagram at Jasmine Ellis Comedy. My website is jasmineelliscomedy.com. I have a comedy album out. It's on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere you find albums. It's called Trash Baby. So that's a full hour, and it's a lot of fun. So just listen to my album, and I sell 12% trash t-shirts if you want those. They're up on my website too.
Make sure you all go and support Jasmine. I love that. If I could be a dork myself, who put the album out for you?
We did it with Sure Thing Records. So it was I produced it as far as like editing it, and we did it in one performance, which was great.
Wow.
And I recorded it at Cap City in Austin, which is just huge. And guys, there were so many people, and it was just such a great performance. So I'm really proud of it. Like, if I never get to perform again, I'm glad I have that piece out there. I really enjoy it.
You will never take that away from me. See? There's proof. Perfect.
There's proof I did this.
Oh, man. Well, you all need to go check out the album. And if we can, let's check out another cocktail video from our friends in Houston, Texas.
Hi, everybody. My name's Eric Bogle, and I'm here at the Houston Watch Company in Houston, Texas. And today we're going to make a little cocktail that is out of one of my favorite cocktail books and bars in New York City, PDT. This is kind of a variation on a cocktail that they have called the Talbot Leaf, and it's a bourbon-based cocktail that we're going to make with our George Remus bourbon today. The first thing that we're going to do is take a 1/4 ounce of Chinar artichoke liqueur, dump that in our shaker tin, and take a little bit of mint. Their recipe calls for 6 mint leaves. Take a few of those, And then I'm going to just muddle that mint very gently in the Chinar. After that, we're going to add 1/2 ounce of green Chartreuse, 3/4 ounce fresh squeezed lemon juice, and then 2 ounces of George Remus bourbon. Now, the Talbot Leaf by PDT calls for a spoonful of strawberry jam, but I'm going to put a little Texas twist on it. I have a Jalapeno Raspberry Jam that's from here in Houston. So 1 bar spoon of that. And then I'm going to add my ice. Give her a little shake. I'm going to double strain this cocktail so that I get all the little bits of jam and lemon out of there. A nice pink color to it there. All right. And then 1 more little mint sprig for garnish. All right. And since y'all aren't here to taste it with me, let's see. Oh man. That's really good. Hope you guys are enjoying your trivia. Thanks for stopping in. Anytime you're in Houston, please come downtown to the Houston Watch Company. We'd love to have you. Thanks. Bye.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Right? Can we talk about jalapeno raspberry jam?
I have like 10 questions. What is Chinar?
It's an artichoke liqueur on the sweeter side. It definitely is so it falls in the category of Amaro. And it's slightly bitter. Definitely has a sugar content to it, and it's produced from artichokes. And there's a couple of versions of it. There's like a lower proof and a higher proof version of it.
Huh.
I'm glad Jasmine asked that because I definitely knew. I definitely knew. I'm happy for Jasmine.
Yeah,
that she-
Chartreuse is even better.
Chartreuse is trouble.
Chartreuse is trouble, but it's a good kind of
I
trouble.
was like, Chartreuse is a color, and I was just like, all right, I guess it's just food coloring. I'm so sorry, I don't know.
Nope.
Anything.
Super fun fact: the color is named because of the liquor.
Oh, well, look at that.
Look at us learning. Look at us.
Add that to your trivia
Yeah,
pack.
Pat. What? How would you describe the taste of that?
Of Chartreuse?
Yes.
Oh, it's really hard to describe. Pine
That's all I
mixed
need.
with pine mixed with mountain air, the hillside of Sweden, and God, I don't even know, and a small teaspoon of sugar.
Okay, now we know. Jasmine, I am curious. Like, do you feel like I could incorporate a little bit of Texas into my breakfast every morning with jalapeno raspberry jam? That was
That sounds so good.
That's the pull of the century, right? Like that guy seems so much cooler for that. Like, nice work. And I'm just gonna be like, can I just get some of that jam? Like, I'm into it.
Oh yeah, on top of like a Texas-shaped waffle, that'd be perfect. Yeah.
See, now this is why we have minds like Jasmine on, because we're coming up with things and we're making things happen here on King of the Bootleggers.
I know
Trivia.
if we went on Amazon, we could find a Texas waffle maker. I
Okay.
know that's a thing.
All right. Well, whenever this ends, or if you come to a show in St. Louis, let's make that happen here in the studio. Jasmine will make it happen. Producer Matt, may we see the next question, please?
You may, and I would like you to know that this is one of those subjective questions. Question number 3 for the week. Who wore it better, Pat or the king himself?
This is where the creative side of the team comes in. Okay, all right. Ooh, this is good. All right, Jasmine, let's break this down. You have Pat with the beard, and then you have George Remus himself, who's a legendary guy. Looks like Pat was enjoying himself. Looks like Remus is kind of, I don't know. Let's get an analysis from Jasmine real quick. You don't have to give us your answer. You going Pat? You going Pat?
Thank you.
I'm gonna go with Pat because I feel like everything looks better with a beard. I know, like, at the time it was like a sign of like either you were like a sailor or homeless, but like,
Good point.
it is. I love a beard. A beard makes everything look better. So I'm gonna go with that.
And I definitely would have been a sailor.
Pat, we're definitely going to have to go to the comments on this one. Producer Matt, what would you guess? We don't usually get you involved, but what would you guess?
Oh, man. I mean, as a beard wearer myself,
Okay.
I do love a beard, but for the time, it's hard to go against the king here. He looks like a no-nonsense, you don't mess with me kind of guy, and I respect that.
Genevieve says the king. Mike says Pat. Okay. All right. So we've got a few people jumping in on this. I feel like, Pat, you're looking uncomfortable in that suit that they showed you in.
I don't do well in suits. I really don't.
You feel like, look at you. Yeah. It's like you had to get it just for the wedding you were invited to.
That hat's right,
And
though.
the hat's good. I like
right.
the hat. The bag, you don't look comfortable with the bag either. Like, somebody asked you to carry their luggage and maybe you're a little bit upset with them. I don't know.
I'd like to point out...
Actually, no, it looks like somebody hasn't come to get my luggage yet. At the hotel, and I'm disappointed.
Right. Yes.
To me, it looks like that the king is here to actually do something of a service for someone, whereas Pat looks like he's blatantly hiding liquor.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. That's good. It's like it said on the side of Pat's bag, it says definitely not illegal alcohol, right?
Not gin.
Or
just,
Acme.
Not whiskey.
Right.
Not hooch.
Okay, I'm going with Pat as well. Matt, let's get the official answer. This is a very technical answer.
The official answer is A, King George. Sorry, Pat.
Official.
Wow.
I was hoping.
That was a double points question.
Okay. Well, Jasmine is a popular person, so we're going to stop a couple minutes before 7 tonight. So I want to go ahead and watch our third cocktail video, if that's possible. And we're going to get into more trivia after this. Matt, do we have one more from Houston that we need to enjoy? What kind of jam do you think they'll bust out this time, Jasmine? Let's break this down.
Peach? We have good peaches here. I mean, I know Georgia's like infamous for peaches, but Texas has great peaches.
Yeah.
Peach?
I have definitely made a drive to Texas for peaches. That's definitely happened. I did that with a chef a long time ago.
Especially the ones off the side of the road and those wooden crates with
That's
just,
exactly
like, a sign
how we
on the
bought 'em.
car with the peach. That's all you need.
Yeah.
The sketchier, the better.
Okay. All right. You're making a good point. I was going to say apricot spearmint jam. Ooh, why not? That's not a thing.
Are you just putting
Chris.
things together?
I am.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
said 2 words.
Okay.
Rejected Altoid flavors. Okay.
Exactly. There you go. I might as well shut it down. You know to walk off of that one. That was perfect. Let's see that last video, Matt.
Hi there, how you doing? My name is Pasha Morchetti. I'm from down here in Houston, Texas, and a bar called Rosewater. And I'm gonna show you how to make a cocktail today with this Remus Repeal Reserve. It's one of my favorite whiskeys from the MGP lineup. It's about 12 years old. It's got a nice high rye content, and it is delicious, perfect for an old-fashioned style cocktail. So the whiskey's so good, I don't really want to mess with it too much. And so we're just going to add a little bit of sweetener and some bitters to it and really kind of elevate that whiskey in a nice classic template. I don't know about you, but I've been sitting here quarantined in my lovely kitchen video recording studio. I don't feel like fussing much with separating eggs or squeezing any citrus. I just want a nice high octane cocktail, and this whiskey is going to be perfect for that. So a lot like Remus, and during his experience during Prohibition, when we were shut down, we're still shut down actually, because of COVID, we had to figure out a way to make money. We couldn't sell cocktails at the bar. We couldn't sell them to go in Texas legally. So we started selling non-alcoholic mixers. So if you're at home, what you can do is make a rich syrup. Just Google it, you can find it. Basic technique. And you can simmer that rich syrup with some botanicals. In this case, we used cardamom and cloves, along with some smoked and unsmoked cedar chips. The idea was to kind of replicate a little bit the flavors of a cigar. This is for a friend of mine who owns a cigar shop. But you can do whatever you want. If you're at home, you can make a rich syrup, and you can let it simmer with some cinnamon or some allspice or any of the flavors you want. They're all going to work, especially with what we're going to do with this whiskey. So to make the cocktail, we're going to take 1/4 ounce of this flavored syrup. Now, for this, I added bitters to it, but if you didn't, then the next step would be to take some Angostura bitters and add a few dashes to your glass. I've got a big ice cube here. You can use whatever ice you want. Who cares? It's your house. the drink is still going to taste delicious. So to that, 1/4 ounce of syrup and little bitters, we're going to add, I already poured it here, we're going to add 2 ounces of this Remus Repeal Reserve. And that's it. That's the cocktail. So my bar spoon is at the bar. I don't have it at home. I don't make cocktails, fancy cocktails for people at home. I got an ice pick though, and to be honest, I think it's maybe even a little bit cooler to stir a cocktail with an ice pick. It feels nice and, I don't know, adventurous, I guess. I don't know. I'm just making excuses because I don't have my damn spoon with me. So there we go. Sometimes you'll see people mix this cocktail over ice first and then put it into a glass. But again, you're at home, and I'm trying to save you a step. Ultimately, you're still going to get dilution making it right in the glass like this. So that's it. You can add a little twist of orange to just kind of add a little aromatic complexity to this drink. So just get a nice juicy peel, express some oil on top, around the rim, and there you go. A delicious Remus Repeal Reserve cocktail, easy to make at home, full of complexity, does honor to the man. Cheers. Happy Prohibition. Actually, that's terrible. Prohibition's bad, never mind. But I'm doing this in one take. I'm not going to record this again. So I hope you enjoyed it. Cheers, y'all.
I'm so glad he hit us with a cheers, y'all.
I mean, he snuck one in at the end. Yeah, he definitely got it in.
Okay.
I liked his style just in general.
Yeah, that was good. Had a little bit of a David Cross vibe.
His ice pick stirring and everything like that. That was solid. I liked his choices.
Yeah.
I thought it was a screwdriver for a second.
I actually did 2 right off the bat, and it was like, that's too nice for a screwdriver.
Yeah, that guy had style though. I appreciated it. Yeah,
too.
That was good. And he hit us with the Texas charm at the end, right? It's like, oh, he said y'all. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I like how I think he was working on top of like cardboard boxes too. He was like, I'm gonna make this work. We're at my house. I'm just gonna do it. I love it.
It's like I have to help move, but I'm gonna get this video done. Again, if you're just tuning in, we got Jasmine, Ellis, comedian on here. We got Pat, barkeep, myself, Chris Denman from We Are Live. But we do this every Friday, so you can check in, make sure you're marked attending or interested on the event, and be sure to support MGP products and Remus whenever you're out at the grocery store or wherever you're enjoying a cocktail. Let's keep the questions coming. Matt, maybe Jasmine will get this one too. Let's see.
You never know. Question number 4. What did George Remus and Houston Texans star J.J. Watt have in common? Is it A, both were known for their philanthropy, B, both lived in Wisconsin, or C, all of the above?
I was going to say made tweets to look cool, but that wouldn't work with Remus, too. Where do you stand on J.J. Watt? Pat, do you have an opinion?
I'm not really a big football guy, so I don't have much of an opinion. Yeah,
he
I hate to
is
say
a
it.
big football guy. Jasmine, any opinions on J.J. Watt?
I don't know shit about sports. I'm so sorry.
I'm over here. So
You're with me, yeah.
he's an extremely talented player for the Houston Texans. So shout out to J.J. Watt and the Houston Texans. We will go ahead and I'm going to say all of the above. And what do we have? Ashley loves the Remus Repeal Reserve. Can't wait to get her hand on the Series 4 coming out in September. Drop
Is it that soon? Jesus,
it's
it
coming up. Yeah, absolutely. Jake and Genevieve both say C. I agree. I think it's all of the above.
I have to go with C as well. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sorry, we got a flatliner.
Yeah, all right. What do we have?
Congratulations, everyone's right. It's all of the above. While J.J. Watt's contributions are well known, Mr. Remus was also an extremely charitable man, giving to many Cincinnati charities, and was known to hand out money to local children in need of clothing.
Oh, wow. Looking here.
You're looking ragged kid here.
Yeah, right. He actually
a new hat, boy.
That was a real photo of Pat's great uncle, and Remus had given him that suit.
Yeah, no, it worked out good.
Right off of his back.
Yeah, that's how it works.
He'd have definitely shaved me. There's no question about it.
He's
He'd have been like,
"Listen,
get in here, we're going to the barber.
you're
You can
gonna-
keep the mustache, but that's it.
That's right. You're going to draw too much attention if you're bootlegging looking like that, pal. All right, next question, Matt.
Question number 5. In what year did Texas first ban saloons? Was it A, 1845, B, 1892, or C, 1911?
Interesting.
I feel like Texas is notoriously late on things. So I'm going to go with C because that's the latest date.
I like your logic. Pat?
See, I'm wondering if there's like a weird angle on this where it's like they ban saloons, but it's not. They were just like no saloons, and everybody just called it something different. So I'm gonna go with
bars.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with A. I'm gonna go the other direction than you, and I'm gonna say that like they banned saloons, but then everybody was just like, well, it's not a saloon anymore.
I'm going with
We took the swing door. We took the swing doors off the front. We're good.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm going with B, just because that's where I'm living, and hopefully some people in the comments back me up. But let's see. Arlington's got B. Okay. Oh, and Genevieve said JJ's like Houston's Batman. Ooh, okay. Which Batman? Which Batman? If it's the Affleck, ooh.
I didn't hate Batfleck, but it was not good. It wasn't like I had a despising moment with it.
Jasmine, let's play a little game. Who is your Batman?
Oh, George Clooney with the nibbles. Absolutely.
All right. You know what?
That was a Batman from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
With the nipples in the suit. Absolutely. That is my Batman preference.
Can you ask for a better answer?
No, that was. I totally even
I
forgot. I
got all
Clooney.
dorky about it. I'm like, is it Keaton or Bale, nerd?
Yeah.
Which is it? No, she says Clooney with the okay.
Because it's the worst one, and I love things that are bad.
Okay.
So important to me. Like, all my favorite movies are the worst movies.
Give us one other terrible movie that you love.
Oh, Super Mario Brothers. Just
The live action
all
one.
over the place. Honestly, everything John Leguizamo was doing in the 90s was bad in a really fun way.
Okay. Gosh, Jasmine's
It's a hard follow-up after
Jasmine's
Roger
up
Rabbit.
here, yeah, and then we're down here. She's thinking on much higher level than us.
Clooney with the nipples, like nailed it to the floor.
Here I am. I watched the opposite. I watched Three Kings last night, which is some of Clooney's finer work, and my goodness, you're going to bring Batman with Clooney back in. I would not. If you would have asked me, everybody who's been Batman since that I can remember, I would not have said George Clooney. Wow.
Was Val Kilmer a Batman at one point? Yeah. I totally forgot.
My dream is to interview really famous people and then ask them about the dumbest movies they hope people forgot they did. You know, like that is just something I really want to do. Is just things up for the fun of it.
It's a fun move to pull. I've done a version of that with some interviews before, where you bring somebody on like that's very obviously known for The Office or Parks and Recreation. You just go to their IMDb and look at the worst possible thing that they've done. And it's like, you know him from Doghouse in 1988 or whatever. Yeah. So I like where your head's at on that. So simpatico there. Okay. What do we have for our next question?
Well, first of all, we got to get the answer to question number 5.
Nope. I like moving on without the answer.
Then our guest gets a half a point for Batman's nipples.
Okay. There it is.
Question number 5's answer, just so we can keep track for those keeping points at home. Pat, you're moving ahead, brother. 1845, Texas law.
Okay.
They banned saloons, but the law was never enforced and was repealed in 1856.
Okay, that's. I had a weird feeling about that. It's like Texas is squirrely like that. They're like, no more saloons, and they were like, that's not a saloon.
All right, I'm settling in. I'm getting serious.
Kind of like our dry counties, but the bars are like considered social clubs.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's always funny to me too, where people pull it off. It's like you put it on you sign a log to go hang out. All right, what's our next question now that we've answered our last one?
Number 6 is, what was the most popular locale for speakeasies in Houston? Was it A, confectionaries, B, telegram offices, or C, homes?
If it's not telegram offices, I'm going to be livid. I'm going B right out of the gate. I want nothing other than it to be that. Pat?
I don't know. Jasmine, what are you thinking? Because I'm torn
Don't
right now.
team up on this.
Yeah, we're teaming up. You jumped right into the lake, and we're going to team up now.
Okay, I'm thinking A because when we had the name of the big one, it was like something that sounded really joyful and light. And I feel like you could name a candy shop that. And a confectionery is like candies and pastries, right?
Okay, we're on the same page. I'm right there with you. Yeah.
Yeah, and also there's some bars in Deep Ellum in Dallas that are like fake candy stores, but then it's a bar inside of it. And I feel like that's a wink to Prohibition. So I'm going to go with confectionaries.
I'm in. I'm going A2.
You two disgust me. Gosh, come on. All right. And people answering in the comments. Don't forget, if you're sharing, liking, answering, all that good stuff, you're entered to win one of 2 $25 gift cards Genevieve's in on it. Oh, Arlington says The Pest was the best worst movie. So Arlington backing up.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So good, it's so bad.
All right. What do we have for an answer there?
The answer is C, Homes. During Prohibition era, night clubbing in Houston was said to have speakeasies made out of houses located in the Neartown area along present-day Westheimer, better known as Montrose.
See, and now what happens is we're going to basically have to have like house shows and things like that. If there's a second wave of this stuff, like we're going to be redoing this. It's going to be 20-person cap comedy shows in people's backyards, Jasmine. So get ready.
Just large dinner parties.
That's exactly what it's going to be. Yeah, you're just going to be paid to make fun of the host. That's how it's going to go down. Jasmine, I'm curious. You said you have shows. You are going to Atlanta, you said, a couple other cities. Anywhere that you just won't go. Money, we'll just say crazy money off the table. Anywhere you want to avoid that you're just like, I don't know if they have it together yet. Are you good in the continental U.S.?
Oh, man. I just feel like I would feel wary of performing anywhere where public transit is the only way to get around. Like, as much as I love New York, it's just sitting in a tight, enclosed area with strangers is a great way to breathe in their air. And if you have to do that for 40 minutes twice a day, like, I think New York's going to be hit hard for a long time. So I think I wouldn't go there until we had some kind of like rapid testing or a vaccine or something. Yeah.
You got to ask the people that are out there in the middle of it. So yeah, Jasmine's got her head on a swivel, keeping everybody aware of what's happening. Quick reminder, again, you can check out Jasmine on Instagram. You can buy her comedy album, very easy to find. Just type in Jasmine Ellis. You can get that anywhere you purchase comedy albums. And then Barkeep, Pat, you're delivering cocktails here in St. Louis.
Yeah, indeed.
What's going on with that?
The silverliningcocktails.com is doing really well right now. We're going to be down at the Farmers Market in Tower Grove tomorrow morning. And then I'll be at the Brentwood, the Boulevard in Brentwood, and that'll be on Sunday. And yeah, we're delivering cocktails one more day tomorrow. And then we've got the 2 farmers markets this weekend, and then we'll reset again starting on Monday, and we'll do it all again next week.
Jasmine, you down for some farmers market mid-morning comedy? If we can set that up.
I would do that. That sounds fun. My comedy goes great with like, I don't know, strange soaps and wrong, whatever else they're selling there.
Right. Aggressive patchouli salespeople. Sure. That makes sense.
Yes.
The Tower Grove one would actually probably do really well.
Actually, it would. Yeah. There's a little area, but yeah, I'm sure there's a little area like that. And
I want to check out St. Louis. I'm excited to check it out when I get a chance to get out there.
Yeah. I mean, it's no Houston, but we'll make sure to make it a good time if you make it up this way. You can ask our mutual friend Mia. She's always had a good time when she comes up here. So, what do we have? 2 questions left, Matt, or 1?
We're down to 2.
We're down to 2. All right, so I'm going to make you 2 look bad on these last 2. I've been saving up. Just want you to know that. What's our second to last question?
I've been saving this question to give you value-added points because this is another one where we get to decide as a collective, even though we have an official answer.
What do we have?
Question number 7, ladies and gentlemen. Who would King George have had more in common with? Was it A, Chris, B, Pat, or C, who? Neither.
Jasmine, I think you're going to be the expert on this one. You've known us both very long. This could be something that you work into. I'm trying to think of what direction I'm going to go with this, but let's give Jasmine the honors.
I'm going to say neither. I don't have to choose between either of you. I'm a peacekeeper. We'll just say C, neither. That way nobody gets their feelings hurt.
Okay, perfect. Here I thought maybe they would throw like an obscure Astros player in or a Rockets player from back in the day, but it's myself, Pat, or neither. Pat, you, sir?
I dare say it's going to be you on this one. I feel like I really, I'm not.
I'll play along.
Yeah, I think you.
Okay.
I'll go with you.
I'm going to go Pat. Let us know in the comments who you think. Okay. So we got a few other comments. Brett says, look up the rules for Aspen's Farmers Market, complete with portals and guards. 30 per street. Is that what that says? Okay.
Yeah, interesting.
All right. We'll check that out. what do we have for our very serious, very true answer?
Well, as I mentioned, this is worth 2 points, just because. So the answer is B, Pat. King George was a fan of fine art and would not only have enjoyed Pat's tiger art, but also his royal nickname of the Tiger King.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Did you ever do any shows near that place in Oklahoma? The Tiger King's lair?
No, I didn't even know about it until that came. I had no, but crazy story. What's his face? Joe Exotic used to run a pet store in Arlington. Like all of us called Pet Safari, and all of us like remember like driving past it on. So I grew up in Arlington, Texas.
Yeah.
And so it's just funny to know that he was there. But no, I did not know. Never passed any signs about the Tiger King. Never knew about any of it. But wow, that was a fascinating ride. That feels like it was 100 years ago.
Right?
And it was just a month and some change ago.
Not even. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think too. Like Pat, I don't know if this was the case where you grew up, but definitely rode my bike into town as like a 9-year-old, and that would be one of our stops. We'd like buy a candy bar, go into the pet store, and then ride our bikes home.
We didn't have a lot of pet stores right by me, but there was one place that had
use.
fish.
Had
I
fish?
mean, there was a
Okay.
fish place. They didn't sell any other pets.
All right. Jasmine, did you cause any trouble in the pet store as a child?
So I'm not an animal person. Very much.
So
What kind of monster doesn't like animals or sports or beer, right? But I just never really liked pets very much. So
well, you're funny, so that's all that matters. So, no, I was trying to think. I would get scared. Some of these kids would throw the mean fish in with the nice fish, and I'd be like, "We are going to get in trouble." That's the kid I was. So.
I mean, we were thrown out of pretty much everywhere we went into. The video store guy, like the local video store by my house, that guy hated us so much.
Sure.
I mean, we would go in and ask for the most ridiculous movies over and over and over again.
Well, we'll break that down on an after dark version of the trivia show. We
Those kind of movies.
We have one more question before Jasmine takes off. Jasmine, what's the next live stream you're doing? I know you've got another one back to back.
Yes, so I've got one at 8. Well, I've got one that's like a private thing. It's for a church. This is interesting. I just say yes to everything. That's how I ended up here.
Obviously.
And and then tonight at 8:30, I'm doing one. It's actually interesting. It is erotic stories. It's on Comedy Canoe. So if you look up Comedy Canoe on Instagram and YouTube, you can see them streaming on Twitch. So just look up Comedy Canoe and you can find it. It's queer and people of POC, people of color telling erotic stories. So that'll be. I really am doing a church show and then a sex show right after each other.
You got to keep all the muscles worked out if you're not getting the stage time that you like. So that's just somebody honing her craft. So nice work.
Yeah, lots of variety.
Perfect. All right, we've got one question left, and don't forget, we do this every Friday. You'll see if you keep up with it on the event page, you'll be able to keep up with all the updates and all that good stuff, and we will pick 2 winners that will win $25 gift cards after the show. You'll be contacted by the King of the Bootleggers team. We've got one question left before Jasmine rides off into the sunset to her tour of streams she'll be hitting tonight. I'll also remind people we do a virtual happy hour every Thursday. We get to have lots of fun, so be sure to tune in to We Are Live at We Are Live Radio on all the socials. Matt, what's our final question?
Final question of the night. By the way, I would like to update you that currently Pat is in the lead with, I do believe, 7 points.
Well, I'm winning in my heart.
Well, this could be a tiebreaker, in which case you never know what goes down after that. But here we go. Question number 8. In 1927, what was seized in Houston that made local headlines? Was it A, a shipment of King George's bourbon? Was it B, a 600-gallon copper still? Or C, a book containing names of all the known bootleggers in Houston?
Ooh, this is a good one. We have a snitch book, big still, all kinds of stuff.
I feel like A makes the most sense, but that's too convenient. B maybe, but I don't know. I'm just gonna go with C because that's the most exciting. I just love a good snitch story. I love it when groups of people get outed for doing something, especially if any of them were like pastors or publicly denounced liquor, which
boy.
no one of them did for sure. I'm gonna go with C.
That's a formula. Yeah, that's how that works. Pat, what about you?
Oh, you're throwing me on the spot. Wow. Okay.
Oh, you know what?
I was hoping you'd go first.
I'll go.
Okay.
I love the snitch book theory. Matt, one more time. Do you mind throwing it up? Let's give it up for the people in the comments. Let them check it out too. I'm gonna go with A because it's relevant, and the other two are also super fun. But I'm gonna go with A, and I'm gonna take the shipment of King George's bourbon.
All right. Well, I was leaning toward B because everything's bigger in Texas, and 600 gallon still. That's a big still.
Okay. What do we have in the comments? Genevieve says B. Arlington. Hey, what's up, Jasmine? That is not a question. That's not an answer. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, we'll check this out. We've got our final question here. Jasmine is going with the cool answer. I went with the nerdy answer. Pat, what do you think it's? You got your answer out.
I'm going B. Yeah, I'm going
Matt,
B.
what do we have?
Ladies and gentlemen, the final question to tonight's trivia is B, a 600-gallon copper still. According to the Houston Post-Dispatch, not only was a 600-gallon copper still seized, but also 246 gallons of whiskey, a 300-gallon cooling tank, and 45 barrels of mash. While not quite up to King George's production standards, it was a raid on one of the most notorious Houston bootleggers at the time.
I wonder if any of that's still there. I would love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be around somewhere. I mean, Houston's a heck of a city, so I'm glad we got to showcase some great cocktails from there. I am always impressed with. I've spent some time in the Loop, and I've been to the. Is it the Texas State Fair that they do in like the Loop area or downtown Houston?
You're thinking of the rodeo.
The rodeo, the state rodeo. I've been there for that. I was like, am I on a sitcom? Like, this is really what you guys do? This is awesome. It was fun. Yeah, it certainly is. There were all kinds of things to do and fun to be had. So again, Jasmine, one more time with your Instagram or wherever people can find your website.
Absolutely. So just find me on Instagram at Jasmine Ellis Comedy. My website is jasmineelliscomedy.com, and I have an album out. It's called Trash Baby. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, and everywhere else you find an album.
Jasmine, pleasure coming on here. I'm sure you'll remember it forever. It had to mean the world to you, and you do have to get up to St. Louis. As we've highlighted Houston tonight. Very nice having you on. For producer Matt, for the King of the Bootleggers team, guys, we're here each and every week. Huge thanks to George Remus. We're going to give those prizes away. We'll be in contact with 2 lucky viewers. Jasmine, thanks so much. Pat, everybody else, have a great week, everybody.
Thank you. Do I just hang up?